Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Menken back here with Splash Sports. Today is July 26, 2024. Little recap on yesterday's performance. We had a losing day going 1-2, and man, how about that first game, let alone the second game as well, the Tampa Bay and the Toronto Blue Jays. We had 2 outs. Bassett had 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Full count on Lowry, throws him a high inside fastball. Lowry hits it 109 miles to right field. Absolutely crushes the ball. We lost that NRFI. And then how about our rain delay? Patrick Corbin had 2 outs in the top of the first inning. San Diego Padres had bases loaded. They resumed the game. Patrick Corbin goes back out there, and he gives up a flare to Hassan Kim. They scored 3 runs in the top of the first inning, and that was it. Dylan Cease had a no-hitter. The Padres ended up winning that game 3-0, and it all came in the top of the first inning. Tough break, tough one to swallow, but you know what? We're going to bounce right back here on the weekend. Let's roll right into this. Nick Menken with Splash Sports. Remember, on this show, all we care about is the first 6 outs of the ball game, plain and simple. A NRFI means no runs first inning, while a YRFI means yes runs first inning. But before I get into those free plays, be sure to smash that like button for me and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and make sure to toggle on that notification button. That way, every time I drop another video, you guys will be notified. All right, let's take a look at Friday's games. Let's get back on the winning side. Game number 1, we got the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Tampa Bay Rays here. For the Cincinnati Reds, they got Nick Lodolo on the mound. He's 8-3 with 84 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 3.51 here. 89 strikeouts, as he's averaging a strikeout here per inning in 33 earned runs on the season for Nick. They'll be matched up here in Tampa Bay versus Shane Baez. He's 0-1, 13 innings of work. Does have an ERA just under 4 at a 3.95 here. 12 strikeouts, just under a strikeout per inning in 6 earned runs for Baez. Baez's last start came against the New York Yankees, where he only went 3.2 innings of work, 4 hits, but did not allow a run in that game. Then Nick Lodolo, he's been fighting for a win here. Hasn't picked up a win since June 18th, his last start being against the Nationals, going 6.1 innings of work, 6 hits, and 4 earned runs. This Tampa Bay Rays offense is currently coming in 25th in runs per game in the MLB, and they just traded away their best player to Seattle. Rosarena is no longer with the Tampa Bay Rays here. And the Reds offense right now, they're coming in 28th in batting average as a team, hitting a .231. I think both of these pitchers, despite Shane's innings pitched here on the season, only 13, I think he comes out well here at home against a struggling offense in this Cincinnati Reds team. In Tampa Bay, losing Rosarena, not good for this offense here. That's why in game number 1 between the Reds and the Tampa Bay Rays, we were smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Let's roll in our game number 2 between the Seattle Mariners taking on the Chicago White Sox here. For the Seattle Mariners, they got George Kirby on the mound, 7-7 on the season, 123 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 3.20, 122 strikeouts, just under a strikeout here per inning, and 44 earned runs on the season for Kirby. He'll be matched up against the Chicago White Sox, Drew Thrope. He's 3-1 on the season, 38 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting right over a 3 at a 3.03, 24 strikeouts, and 13 earned runs. Thrope last start was against the Royals, where he went 6 innings of work, 3 hits, and no earned runs. On the other hand, George Kirby, he faced the Astros, going 6 innings of work, 4 hits, and 1 earned run. Both of these teams are arguably the 2 worst offenses in all of MLB baseball. The Mariners are coming in 28th in runs per game, while the White Sox are coming in 30th in runs per game. Absolutely atrocious for the offense on both teams here. That's why I'm going to keep it simple in game number 2. Between the Mariners and the Chicago White Sox, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. So we're on to our third and final game between the Cleveland Guardians and the Philadelphia Phillies here. For the Cleveland Guardians, they got Ben Lively on the mound. He's 8-6. 93 innings of work. Does have an ERA at a 3.57 here. 80 strikeouts and 37 earned runs for Lively on the season. He'll be matched up here in Philly versus Christopher Sanchez, who is 7-5, 109 innings of work. Does have an ERA just under 3 at a 2.97 here. 89 9 strikeouts, and 36 earned runs for Sanchez. Sanchez is coming off a loss in his last one against the Pittsburgh Pirates, going 5.2 innings of work, 8 hits, and 2 earned runs there. Same with Lively. He's also coming off a loss, picked up a loss against the San Diego Padres, going 5.1 innings of work, 6 hits, and 2 earned runs. Cleveland played yesterday against Detroit at home, and they got shut out 3-0. They travel here to Philadelphia, where Philly, they had the day off yesterday, and they played in Minnesota on Wednesday. So they traveled back, had the day off. I think their bats will be well rested here, but I think Ben Lively comes and competes, especially after his last performance. The same with Sanchez. This is more so a rubber match game, but both pitchers having a bounce back start here. That's why in game number 3 between the Cleveland Guardians and the Philadelphia Phillies, we are also smacking the NRFI. No runs, first inning. Let's take a recap of the games I've selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Cincinnati Reds and the Tampa Bay Rays, we are smacking the NRFI. Game number 2 between the Seattle Mariners and the Chicago White Sox, we are also smacking the NRFI. In our third and final game between the Cleveland Guardians and the Philadelphia Phillies, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs, first inning. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Menken with Splash Sports. If you have not done so, smack that like button for me. Helps me out a ton, and it costs you guys none. And make sure to go follow me over on X at Nick Menken, and let's get back on the winning side here today, and let's keep our foot on the gas. Best of luck and best bets.